What's up guys? Today I'm going to be teaching you the basics of inline skates and quad skates. Go ahead and leave a like if you appreciate all my hard work on these videos. I'll give you a second. And if you don't, hit the dislike button and roll out of here because we don't need you. The basics of inline skates and quad skates. I'll get to the quad skates near the end of the video, but most of the basics are going to kind of apply for both. So first off, just how to skate. That's number one, right? I see a lot of people when they first get on any pair, they'll try to like do it like they're walking, you know? And you can't, obviously you're on wheels. So when you walk, you're kind of doing like, you're not having any momentum to push you forward, you're rolling, okay? So in order to like get going, what you want to do is pick either foot that you feel more comfortable, like starting on left or right. Kind of think of it when you're about to do a race, either left or right foot, it doesn't matter. But you're going to pick one, and then with your other foot, you kind of want to have it like a little bit sideways and just push off with it, okay? And that's how you get going. I know it seems complicated and hard. I see a lot of people have issues with this. What I would suggest is maybe try holding on to the wall. There's like the guardrails in the rink that you can hold on to, and just practice like what I said. You got to push yourself, because that's what you do when you skate forward. You're pushing off with your feet. You're not like walking, because when you walk it doesn't work, right? So that's just how to just get going. How to stop, all right, is a big question. Now, depending on which skates you have, we're just going to talk about inlines right now. A lot of inlines are going to have a brake on the back of the skate on either the left or right one. So you can see this skate. You can zoom in if you do whatever. So you can see the skate has a brake on the back. So to stop in these, all you have to do is lift your back foot up towards the ceiling, and that's just going to slide on the ground and just drag you to a stop. So if we want to look at it right here, you're skating, you just lift your foot up, you hear that, and just stop. And the harder you lift up, the faster you're gonna stop. So if you just kind of want to just creep to a stop, just let it glide across the floor, and that's just gonna bring you to a nice stop. That's important. That's important because some inline skates don't have a brake like mine. I don't have a brake on either skate. So the way you stop is simply by dragging either your left or your right foot behind you. Just like that. Kind of in like a, they call it a T-stop, but it's more of like an L position. That's not important to get like a perfect L or anything. You just want, the key is to have your skate dragging across the floor just like it would be if you had a brake on the back of your skate. A lot of people get really like in their heads about doing this kind of stop, but it's really simple if you kind of just think about like you're just dragging your foot along in order to just creep to a stop. Some things that will really help you do this is if you practice skating on one foot. So like I use my right foot to we'll just call it a T-stop. I use my right foot to T-stop a lot. So what you want to do is practice balancing on just your left foot. If you can just balance on your left foot like this, it helps you with your T-stop because all of your body weight and your gravity is on this foot when you're dragging this other foot behind you. So practice going on one foot, that helps. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. What else do we have? Somebody told me in the comments that they don't like how they look really stiff when they skate. And that's just gonna come with time. You're gonna, figure out, what works best for you. But, you just have to, the hours on the skate is the important thing. The more time you spend on your skates, the more time it's going to feel more natural and you're going to be more fluid. Just like riding a bike or anything. The first time you got on a bike, you're like going like this, right? But after, you did it for weeks and months and years, it became easy. You could turn, you could ride with no hands maybe, who knows? So it's just about getting time and the feel of like just skating. And that's just the most important thing is time. You're gonna hear that a lot from me is just practice, practice, practice. And I know it sounds cliche, but you really have to figure out where your center of gravity is, or else you're never gonna be able to figure it out. And everybody has a different mass and weight, and you know, I have kind of like long arms and long legs, so it's going to be different for everybody. So just practice. All right, so that is pretty much all the basics I can think of. We're going to switch over to the quads here in a second. As always, if you need any clarification or have any questions or need a new tutorial, just let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to figure out a solution. All right, so we got the quad skates on, and real quick, you can see that a lot of quad skates, they'll have this brake on the front, okay? That's basically going to be the same exact thing as the Inlines, except for it's on the front. Sorry, I'm a little, I just put these on, so they're a little fresh. But on the inline skates, you remember the brake was on the back and you just lift your foot up. This is going to be the exact same thing except for the opposite. You got the brake on the front and you're just going to kind of gently, you don't want to slam it, because if you slam it, you're going to go face first, okay? You just want to let it drag across the floor, just like all the other braking techniques that I was talking about earlier. Same thing applies, except you're just going to be lifting your toe up, okay? I don't have one on my skates, so that's why I brought this out. Here's my quad skates. You can see I have these little plastic nubs here. You don't really brake on these, so don't try to brake on those if you don't have brakes. If you want to brake on these, same thing with the Inlines. Without brakes, you're just dragging your foot behind you, okay? These ones you can kind of like, I mean, you can kind of do whatever. These ones are a little bit different than the Inlines, but it's all about just dragging your foot across the ground to a slow stop. Real simple. And just like the Inlines, if you're first starting and you can't figure out how to start going forwards, grab onto a wall, grab onto a friend, let them pull you, and just, I see a lot of people when they get on skates for the first time, they kind of just, they give up walking. They forget that they have legs or something. I don't know. They just are like this, and they're like, what do I do? You know what I mean? You have to stand up, you know? Stand up like you're standing on your legs. You can't just be all loosey-goosey and expect to just have the skates do everything for you. You have to just, oh, you see now I was doing it. But you have to actually stand up tall, find your center of gravity, find where your balance points are, and just really, you know, be confident in your steps. Because a lot of people, they're not confident, and they're going like this, and they're bending their legs too much, and they're trying to grab onto people, and they're just, I don't know what their problem is. You just got to stand up. That's why holding on the wall, if you get onto that wall and you hold on to it, you can just stand up. Just act like you're on shoes for a second. Just be like, okay, let me stand. And then do those things that I talked about on the Inlines, where you have one foot, your starting position like this. So pick either your left or your right foot, whatever position you want to start in, and just push off with your other foot, just like that. If you're grabbing on the wall, it's really easy. You stand straight, grab onto that wall, and just push off and let go of the wall. Okay, you can even push off with the wall if you want to. And then once you start, you know, figuring out where your balance points are, and you figure out where your center of gravity is, because everybody's different, you know, it's not the same for every person. You just kind of got to, you know, feel it out over time. Practice makes perfect. I know it's cliche, but it is what it is. That's why they have it. That's why it's a saying. So that's basically the basics of quads. We're going to be talking about a lot more. Guys, look, if you made it this far in the video and you're not subscribed already, I don't know why you're not. Go ahead and subscribe, all right? We make a lot of cool content. There's tons of playlists in the description below. We got obstacle course challenges. We got, you know, exploring videos. We got videos, okay? So go check them out. Hit a like if you learned something new. If you didn't learn anything new and you just watched just because you like me, then you're awesome, all right? And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Don't forget to ring the notification bell.